Halloween, directed by David Gordon Green, 2018, for me, was the most anticipated movie of the year, hands down, and quite possibly the most excited I have ever been for a film my whole life. If you saw my previous review, it was on John Carpenter's 1978 masterpiece, the original Halloween, and I stated, for me, it is my favorite movie of all time. No other film has had more of an impact on my life than the original Halloween film. So, when I learned they're bringing John Carpenter back as an executive producer, he's going to be a creative consultant, he was going to do the music. They got Jamie Lee Curtis to reprise her role of Laurie Strode. And they're going back to the basics, back to the roots of what made this franchise so great, saying we want to get it as close to the original as possible. Well, to say I was excited, that's an understatement. So my thinking was, if they're going to do this right, if they're going to get this series back to where it needs to be, now is the time. Here is our chance for us hardcore fans to get the film we deserve. Before we go any further, I want to assure you this is a spoiler-free review. I promise I will not give anything away, so rest assured. Having said that, do not, under any circumstances, go and read the song titles for the soundtrack. Wait until you've seen this movie before checking that out, because if you read those track titles, you got spoilers. Now, if you've already done that, oh well. Here we go with the review. We got pros and we got cons. Let's start with the pros. And first off, that is Jamie Lee Curtis. This woman is fantastic in this role. She definitely brings Laurie Strode back to life. You can see the effect that 1978 tragic night has had on her for these last 40 years, affecting her, her daughter, and her granddaughter. It has changed her entire life, and she delivers such a great performance in that regard. She also delivers an amazing performance in how she has prepared herself to deal with this evil, because she knows and keeps warning everybody that it's coming back, and boy is she ready. Second part, Mr. James Jude Courtney. Sir, huge round of applause for you and a salute. This is, without a doubt, the best Michael Myers performance since Nick Castle. Nick Castle being the original gangster Shape. He had a small part in this, the cameo when Laurie first sees Michael. It's the famous head tilt scene. He consulted, helped him out, but this man has made this character his own. He does an outstanding job. I would say it is the best Michael Myers since Nick Castle. It is definitely the most brutal Michael Myers has ever been. Great job, Mr. James Jude Courtney. Third, Mr. John frickin' Carpenter. He's back doing the soundtrack along with his godson and son. And like so many great artists, the minute you hear him, you know who it is. He is no exception to that rule. When you hear the music, immediately it's John Carpenter. And David Gordon Green, I saw in an interview, he said, we want kind of a combination of the original Halloween, Christine, and Big Trouble in Little China. And buddy, that's exactly what you get. Great job on the score, gentlemen.
I got to work with my kids, which is a big joy in my life.
It's cool to be with John, continuing that legacy. I don't think you can have a real Halloween movie without my dad.
For us 1978 hardcore Halloween fans, there are certainly plenty of references and nods to that original film. Some familiar shots, familiar scenes. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you go see it. And for all the sequels, there's certainly nods and tributes paid to them as well. I will say, I love the fact, though, that they erased all of those sequels. So all it is 1978 Halloween and 2018 Halloween. You like the sequels, you don't, that's your choice. I think they went in the right direction by wiping the slate clean and just going back to the original formula. This movie certainly had the potential. It's got some great moments, some great shots. As I said, Michael Myers is on his A game in this movie. But I think the one who steals the show is the young kid. This little guy delivers the best performance. He was fantastic. All right, so we have discussed the pros. Let's move on to the cons. First off, the pacing of this film jumps right into it, starts running, going fast. I didn't care for that. I liked the original formula under Carpenter where it took its time to build the suspense, build the terror, the anticipation. I didn't feel like you got a lot of that in this movie. I mean, you dive in head first and you're on green flag racing right away. Second thing that I have a problem with is the lack of Laurie Strode in this movie. I just don't understand why they did not give Jamie Lee Curtis any more screen time. I really felt like, as the audience, we got robbed of what could have been even more awesome moments, more awesome scenes, and more backstory and a look into her character. We just didn't get that. Instead, it decided to focus on other characters a little more than it should have. Third thing I got a problem with, there's just too much humor in this movie. Folks, this is a horror movie. And there were certain scenes where it's supposed to be serious and it's supposed to be scary and they're making jokes. And it's kind of supposed to be funny, I guess. But it's like, why would you make this a comic moment? I don't get that. Toss that crap out the window. Give us the scare. Give us the tension. Give us that horror. We're not coming here to laugh. Another complaint I've got. There's a lot of characters in here. They just don't add anything into this movie. And it's like, what are we doing? Why do we have these people on screen? Focus on the reason we're here to see the movie. I don't care about what's going on at this high school dance between this one and that one and that one and this one. Who cares? It wasted time. It took away from why I personally went to see this movie. And then you've got characters, and some of them, it's like, oh, I really like this one, or this one's got some potential, and then they just kind of disappear, and you really don't know what ever happened to them. It's like, hey, and goodbye. What's the deal with that? Okay, now this next part is going to be geared towards those of you who watched all the trailers, all the teasers, all the little clips that they released online. If you have seen all of that, you've pretty much seen all the best parts of the movie. Why do you guys keep releasing this stuff and ruining the movie? Every single scene that happened, I pretty much could tell you, okay, because I saw this scene in the trailer, or okay, because they released this clip, I know what's going to happen. No shock, no surprise. Couldn't get into the suspense because they gave the frickin' thing away. Quit doing that. And I can't really get into details with this because it's a massive spoiler, but there is one particular scene, and when you see the movie, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. There is this one scene that essentially is a twist in the movie, and I was jaw-dropped. I could not believe they thought that would be a good twist and the audience could get behind that. Now, some of you may like it and some of you are going to disagree with me, and that's fine, but I had a real problem with that twist. I literally just sat there and, oh my gosh, seriously? You thought that was a good idea? I don't know who came up with this concept, and I don't know who gave that concept the okay, but shame on you. Such a bad move.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all?
And last but not least, my final complaint is the ending of this film. It happened, and I'm going, Really? That's it? That's how you're going to end this movie? Okay. Disappointing. Very disappointing. As far as I'm concerned, though, guys, this franchise is dead. Let's leave it at that. We had our chance to make this great. If it was going to happen, this was going to be it. And I think it failed. The best I can give this movie is a 7 out of 10. It's okay. It's average. I probably like Halloween 2 better in regards to sequels. But as I said, there's some great moments in this film, don't get me wrong. Jamie Lee Curtis, James Jude Courtney, awesome, awesome, awesome. Some nice shots, some great kills. I mean, you like Michael Myers, you're going to get to see him do a lot of great stuff. But overall, I don't think it can live up to the hype and the expectations. It fails. I'm not going to lie. So, do I really like this movie? No. It's okay. Not a big fan. And that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. Please, please, please let me know your thoughts. If you want to disagree, that's fine. Leave some comments below. And if you agree, I want to hear your thoughts as well. I appreciate all your support. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please click that subscribe button. If you have subscribed, I want to thank you. Your support is awesome. We're going to keep doing these videos for you. You guys rock. Happy Halloween 2018.